Hi there and welcome back to another NJS instructional video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install this Trac Electronics Anytime Reverse Camera Switch setup in an Isuzu MUX, D-MAX or even a Mazda BT-50. Now what this kit allows us to do is activate the reverse camera even when the car is not in reverse. Now activating the reverse camera when you're driving forwards is really handy, especially in circumstances when you might be towing, be it a light trailer or even a heavy trailer like a caravan. It'll allow you to see what's happening behind the vehicle. Now this is a fairly easy installation, it's a plug and play. The hardest bit will be removing the current AV system. However, once we get past that, the kit is fairly easy to install. So it is a full plug and play and there is no wiring or soldering or crimping or anything like that is required. Now included in this kit is a compatible switch, so this will allow us to turn on and off the reverse camera at any point in time. Additionally, we also have this patch harness, so that'll plug into the rear of the screen and then also into the rear of this switch. We also have some spare clips just in case we break any as we're removing the AV screen. Additionally, the kit comes with instructions. By scanning that QR code, you'll be able to get access to these instructions, which I've also printed off. Now in terms of tools required, we have a little towel which we'll use to help prevent any scratches, and you'll see that a bit later on. We've got some basic trim removal tools which we'll use to remove the head AV screen, and we've also got a screwdriver which will be used to actually ground our patch harness earthing point, which is there, to the main body of the system. Now part of the installation will be installing this camera switch, and likely we'll use this blank pocket over here to mount that switch. Now we'll start by removing our AV head unit. So this is a big one piece that will go all the way around. Now using our trimming tools, we'll work our way slowly from the top and then across on the sides. We're not going to do anything on the bottom. Now you want to be super careful doing this. There's a total of 9 clips all around the side, across the top and around the other side as well. Now if you have a wider trimming tool than what I have, even better, but we'll make do with what we've got. But please don't use a screwdriver. So now that we've removed the AV side, and that's the trickiest part of it all, is trying to work your way around those 9 clips and eventually undo it all. Now we just have to disconnect these 2 connectors here in order to take this screen completely off. So just simply press in with that tab and pull out. And the same here, there's a little tab in the middle, just press in and pull out. Like that. Now when removing the screen, place it on a nice soft surface, screen down, so we don't scratch any of the componentry and especially that screen. So there we go, that's the back of the screen. Now the next step is using our Phillips head screwdriver, remove these 4 screws here so we can take the actual AV system body out. Now before we slide this out, I'm just going to lay this microfiber cloth just about here. So when this slides out, it won't completely remove from the vehicle, it'll rest and we won't scratch anything because this is quite sharp. Like that. And now we have access to the rear connectors. So now we have our patch harness and we have our switch. Now this green connector goes into the back of the switch like that, so we don't have to worry about that till after. So that will eventually feed through here, the dash tube, and then underneath all the way to where we're going to connect our switch into. We just have to disconnect the current white connector from behind and then patch that in between and then install our earth. This is the white connector that we need to remove, and that's the one that we'll install our new patch harness to, and then reconnect that to the other side of the patch harness. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now we simply remove this white connector by pressing on that white tab in the middle and then pulling that out. Like that. Now this will then connect into our patch harness over here. Like that. And everything is nice and color coded, so we don't have to figure out what colors go where. Now the other side of our patch harness will then plug into that original spot like that. The last thing that we have to do is earth our patch harness, and we'll do that using this screw here, which then connects to the body of the AV system and then the vehicle as well. So it'll be a really nice stable earthing point. Now it'll help if you use a slightly smaller screwdriver like this. So I'm just going to undo this particular screw here and just undo it enough to allow us to slide our open ground ring terminal here just underneath that spring washer. Just going to tighten it a little bit, and you'll see it might pop out, so just make sure you press it in and get a really good solid connection there, like that. And then we'll just tighten that up. That. So now our last step is to feed in this patch harness through along that dash tube at the back and all the way to where we're going to install the switch. And just make sure that it's not kinked in any way. There we go. So I've just fed it underneath the steering wheel for now, and I'll focus in on that area shortly. So now that we have the main body reinstalled, I'm not going to install the screen until the last step, because we do want to check that it all works before we start clipping things back in and then making life difficult after if we have to undo it again. So now let's route our switch and I'll show you how we go about installing that. I'm just going to remove this storage area, and that'll give us access to the fuses, but also give us really good access to behind this switch gear and allow us to run our harness through. Now it is a little bit hard to see, but when you're running this patch harness, try and run it behind these brackets on both sides. So that way when you're adjusting the steering wheel, it's not going to actually interfere with the harness. And also try and run it across the top of the dash tube. Now there is a bit of grease, as you can see from my hands, so just maybe wear gloves. Once you go over the steering column pipe over there, that'll then give you really good access, and you can feed that in through there like that. So now we'll remove our switch blank and install our switch. So that's our switch blank, and you can see there's just some locking tabs that you just have to press in from behind and push it out like that, and then grab our new camera switch and just plug it in from behind like that and push in. So here is our camera switch installed. So by pressing it, we activate the reverse camera. By depressing it, it turns it back off. So now we're just going to do a system check, plug in our AV screen, make sure that it works, and if so, then we'll put everything back together. So now I'll press our camera switch. Yep, and confirm that's all working. Excellent. So our transmission is currently in park. I'll just apply the brake, turn that back off, go into drive. And again, again, press our switch. Awesome, that's working excellent. So we'll reconnect everything and then we'll take the car for a drive. So there you have it, that's how you can successfully install a Trac Electronics anytime reverse camera switch, and as you could see it was fairly simple, the most challenging part being removing that AV screen. However, besides that it's pretty much plug and play. Now all up the Trac Electronics module costs around $70 plus shipping. So I really hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell notification icon. Thanks for watching.